So if you could please tell our audience about yourself and how you found the carnivore diet. We'd love for our audience to get to know you.
Well, hello everyone in the comments. I see Paul. Lord, I shouldn't even start that part of calling a name out. So I'm going to stop right there. But I do have to say hi, honey. They're my baby, Frederick Brown. Okay, normally I start this story with what went on with Frederick. I am 324 days, I think he told me. Oh, gosh. I said I wasn't going to forget. Today is 324. Memory is kicking in. 324 days of being on the carnivore diet. Prior to this, I was vegan. And people often want to know, how are you eating all vegetables and then all meat? My body knew. That's about the best way for me to say that. My body knew. I was watching him. He started 2 days before me. He started May 26th. It was a Friday. And I'm watching him eat this huge steak, all of these eggs and bacon, all because my brother told him about it. And Frederick's story is phenomenal. January of last year, he was on a walker. And now my husband sprints and is medication free. So, but this is about me this time. So I was watching him and said, oh, he not getting ready to get healthy for somebody else. I ain't never told that part right there. That ain't finna happen. He is. I'm sitting up here going back and forth to the doctor with him, and he in a wheelchair and on a walker. Oh, no. And nobody's getting ready to reap my benefits. So I started eating meat too. Now, 2 days after, I started with lamb. I did. I started with lamb. And honestly, because nothing else worked, meaning 11 years ago, I had the gastric sleeve. And then, so now I'm eating small portions, and that still wasn't working. Someone asked me, why did you do it? I wanted to be smaller. I don't know another way to say it. I was not thinking about, and I'm not talking about the carnivore, I'm talking about the gastric sleeve. Here, when I was New Year's and my birthday and all of this, I'm gonna be smaller, I'm gonna be smaller, I'm gonna be smaller. And it never happened. And if it did happen, it happened long enough to maybe buy 1 or 2 outfits. And then I'm back in the other clothes. And heaven forbid that I did it and went on a cruise ship. Oh, I couldn't wear that. You had to wear the outfit the first or second night. Because if not, you weren't going to wear it, be able to fit it on the 5th or 6th because of the bread and everything else you ate. And so I wanted something different. And it's pretty much the same thing when I started carnivore. I had been vegan and I was now down or up to 198 pounds. I can't remember if I was on my way. No, I was on my way down because I was over 200 and I made it to 198. But that was because I joined the gym and I was working out every day because it's a 24-hour gym and it is 1.2 miles from my house. So that is get in the car, traffic light, none of that. Bam, I'm at the gym. Thanksgiving morning, I was at the gym. I was there. I lost 10 pounds in 6 months. That and then the weight is coming back. And I'm like, okay. So I just look, I'm a food manipulator. That's what I call it. And so you tell me we're going to do a fad diet, no problem. How many days? I got 10 days. Let's do the smoothies for 10 days. 2 weeks for the egg diet. Let's do that for that. Cabbage soup diet, no problem. I got you. That's what I got to eat. I can do that. Women a lot of times can manipulate food like that. And so I just felt like the carnivore diet was another food manipulation. And because I'll say it again, Frederick and I did no research. we were trying to see what this man could eat so he can go back to walking. And so that's what we tried. I had no idea that those great things were going to happen to my body. I was just looking to lose weight, you know, trying to do the, what is that called? Intermittent fasting, trying to do the intermittent fasting, trying to do these different things. And I ended up just unhappy. Oh, and I was on 3 years of Percocets. I'm trying to think, had I stopped Percocets? No, I was on Percocets when we started this diet. Well, this lifestyle, because I was 3 years in and they weren't low dose either. But that was just the pain level that I had in my back. And I saw the neurologist twice, and the back surgeries they wanted to do, and the fibromyalgia. I could never get polish on my fingernails. And when I would go and get my feet done, my pedicure, I would ask them to put about this much water in there. I say, just do my toes. You could scrub the heel a little bit, because I stayed on top of it, because you could not press on me like that. I didn't want the massage. I wanted none of that. Just paint the toes, baby. Just paint the toes. And if I put polish on, even if it was clear, this would be my nail bed. It just pulsated. And it's like, oh, get this off, and had to take it off. I had no idea that was the fibromyalgia that was going on. The bulging disc. I have x-rays. You can see, I mean, they stick out like the whole tip of my finger. You can see the disc bulging out. When I got out of bed, it was a whole show. And I'm a little theatrical, so let me just show you. So I'm laying down, and then I have to grab the sheet to kind of put, and this how fast I'm moving now, and I got to turn like this and eventually get on my stomach and then back my way out of the bed. Girl, I'm too young for all of that. I am too young for all of that. But that was my life. And I didn't think of any of that eating the carnivore diet. I thought about, I'm trying to lose some weight, and I know that if I lose the weight, my back will feel a little better, swelling, and I won't have that as much if I get smaller. So that was my goal. And it's like that with most women, just being smaller, feeling good about yourself. Well, now, like Adrian said, hashtag never be big again. I will never be big again. And then my other hashtag is road to 60, because I'm turning 60 in July. And then I'm going to talk on this last thing, because news break, your girl got braces today at 4:00 this afternoon. And I was sharing with the ladies before they hit go, is that I feel that it was worth me paying to have braces, because I have at least, and I'm not talking just being here, I got 50 more years of my life. I've never, my brain has never even fathomed something like that. But I make moves now, preparing for an additional 50 years at least. I mean, literally, my husband and I, our retirement, well, he's like, well, I don't want, dude, you're going to be fine. We're younger now. We're aging backwards. And so, yeah, it changes. This carnivore diet has really changed my outlook, period. Okay, let me silence my phone. That's the grandbaby. She just put on her first pair of panties. She's 2. They had to tell me. Yeah, so just with this, it has changed my sex life, because I love talking about sex. And when I was big, honey, we were doing it 3 to 5 times a week. And now his testosterone has shot through the roof, but you do things differently. I've never had an intimate evening with my husband under 107. Oh no, I got down to 164 for like 2 days. And then the scale went back up. That was when I turned 50. And so, but at this, I woke up this morning at 141 pounds. I've never been intimate with my husband. This is like a whole new marriage. So we're going into 20 years and we're so excited about where we're going because it's like a whole new relationship again. Literally, he's like a brand new husband. So I need a new ring.
Hey, I got a question. Did
Yes.
you always travel as much as you do now, or is that something that you've added since you've gotten your life back?
Oh no, Frederick. No, I've lived in Japan 5.5 years. Travel has always been. I do probably more of it now. Not since Carnivore, now since Frederick. I would say the last 10 years. Like we have 5 cruises for this year, and I haven't even taken the first one yet. So, and before that, we went to look, I'm looking for him because that's my co-host. He's not in here. I was going to say, how many times did we go to Aruba? I'm going to say 4. It was like every year we were going back. Anybody go to Aruba, beautiful, happy island. It is wonderful. And make sure you do the party bus. I don't know, y'all carnivores now. Yeah. Don't look. Okay, so since you want to bring it,
I had to pop that up there.
That I want colored stones. All right. I told you that. I keep the man, but we changed the ring. Nah, don't try that. But yeah, so what else? What were you asking me? Yeah.
Travel. We were talking about travel.
It is. You can buy more clothes maybe, or you had said in your story though before that you've always felt fabulous. You didn't even recognize that you had gained weight until this one aha moment.
Yes, the aha moment. I will never, ever, ever forget the aha moment. We were doing a project, bottom line, someone sent pictures that they took. Frederick and I were actually there to take pictures of the event. And then someone else, taking pictures, they put the pictures up. So silly me, I'm looking, I was like, oh, somebody else had on the same outfit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They
didn't. It was me. And I looked at my family and I said, is this what y'all see when y'all look at me? And now they don't know what to say. And they're like, yeah, what do you see? I don't see that. And that was, that took place. It was at the end of June, whatever year this was. And how I remember is because at first I fasted. I mean, that really messed me up. It really did. So at first I fasted and then I ate carrots for like 3-4 weeks straight. Yep. Everything was orange. And then all of my meals were like this big. The pea was orange. The poop was orange. It was a carrot. I knew I wasn't going to die. And they say carrots are good for your eyes. So I was good. And I dropped 80 pounds. I dropped 80 pounds because I was determined. That was such a calorie deficit. I know that I wasn't taking in a good 500 calories. But what I saw, it just really, it really startled me. And that's what led to that weight loss.
So is that what you consider vegan? Just eating carrots or before that?
Oh, no. How I became vegan, Frederick and I, we flew to Hawaii, and there's a couple there. My husband and his wife birthday is the exact same day, and his birthday is 2 days later. So it was all 3 of their birthdays. They were going to celebrate together in Hawaii. We flew over. Now it's morning, and they informed us that they were vegan. We had a whole bunch of cookouts. What do you mean you vegan? All of vegetables? And I said, why did that happen? And I sat down and watched What the Health and became vegan that day. I became vegan that day. And then that was before 2020. So what was it? 2018, 2019, something like that. Up until I became carnivore.
Okay, so you were like vegan for about 6 years. Wow.
Five I know.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah.
So when did you go on the Percocet for pain? Did all that pain come on as a result or during the time you were vegan?
Oh yeah. So here's people often ask me, how did I know vegan was right? When I tell them about carnivore, and it's like, yeah, but you thought vegan was right. So in the very beginning, yes, with anything that you try, there was some change. It was. The thing is that when I think back, it wasn't fulfilling. That's the reason why you start doing other things where they take like the can of the heart of palms and try and make that into fish sticks, or the bean burgers and all of this other stuff, because you kind of miss what you were having. No, your body is trying to tell you, it's not that you miss it, you need it. Silly me, I missed that class. And so when I went to the doctor for the referral for the surgery the second time, the first time I went off on him and I left. He wasn't in the room, I know, 5 minutes, and he was literally making a surgery date. And I looked at him and I said, excuse me, you don't know me. What make you think you can ready to start cutting on me? And so that didn't go well and I left, but the pain stayed. And so I went back, and then they asked me, have you ever gone to pain management? No, I hadn't. So that's the road. And that's where the back injections were coming in, the hip injections. And then they just kept me on. I got 120 Percocets a month.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. For 3 years. For 3 years. Now,
Wow.
How was detoxing off of that? Was that really difficult?
Okay, well, here's the thing, because I didn't know if it was the pain or I was detoxing. I don't know, because I didn't get nauseated. I didn't get any of that. But the restless leg, everything. I used to walk my house for like middle of the night. I might get up out of bed. The restless leg was probably one of the first things that really, really hit. And I could not stop my leg from, oh God. As a matter of fact, we have a sleep number bed where we have separate mattresses. So we're in the same bed, but it's separate, because I was running marathons in my sleep. Oh, the kicking, wake up. I smell like I've been wrestling all night long. It was like, oh my God, I have to literally like deodorant and lotion like I'm going outside just to go to bed, because ain't no telling it's going to smell like I've been in here fighting with people all night. So I walked this house for like 2-3 hours until I was so sleepy, I would just fall across the sofa. And then that's where I woke up. But it only took, I'm going to say 3 nights and I was fine during the day. There wasn't any, oh my good. I didn't experience any of that. None whatsoever. And then by the 3rd day, on top of the carnivore diet, there was, I was fine. And even my doctor wanted to prescribe me something to help wean me off. I was like, I left that stuff alone. I'm good. And that's just been the end of it since then. the pain went away and I was good. Thank you, Carnivore.
Yeah. So when you went carnivore, you said that you guys didn't do any research. I was the same. Like, I did no research either. I was like, just did it. But my question about that is, because you were vegan and then you went carnivore, did you have any adaptation symptoms? And if so, since you didn't do any research, why did you like stick to it? Because my adaptation symptoms were like pretty severe.
And that's okay. Well, first of all, stomach is this big.
Okay.
So I never took in a whole lot of food at one time. So that was like no big deal. And so what I think I might have had no, I did not have the boo-boos. As a matter of fact, it was the opposite. I did not trust the process. And what does that mean? That means, I'm hearing people say, you go a few days without going. I'm like, yeah, right. Keep in mind, I'm pooping all the time. So I know. Thank you, Bruce. And I'm like, this ain't working. So I took 2 Docalax, a glass of Miralax, whatever that is, and nothing really happened. And then I was on the toilet with dry heaves because I'm trying to pass something that's not there. My body literally was using what I was taking in. It was so happy. There was no poop. And so I've trusted the process since then. You can't get me to take. They did they were talking about, because I had diverticulitis as well, and doing colonoscopy. And I'm like, I won't send my system through that again. So they shipped me Cologuard. I don't even know what that looks like, to poop in a jar. That's like a backwoods type thing. I'm like, I poop and pee at the same time. So I don't know how that is supposed to work. So it's sitting in there. I know I'm a little, just tell it all.
I love that. That's why you make a great co-host with me. Hey, but I do have a question. So you had gained some weight after you got happy with your husband. And how high did you get before you had bariatric surgery?
260.
And then you lost 100 pounds. And then it started creeping back up. What were you? And then you went vegan and you lost 80 pounds again. Is that what you said?
That was me starving myself. I just knew that it was vegan because I was just eating carrots. And then eventually I ate some nuts. I did some oil and vinegar. Oh, I even made I added, raisins, walnuts to the carrot shavings. Because keep in mind, I juiced these carrots. So I drank the juice, and the shavings is what I was using for food because I was shocked at what I saw. And then, of course, the weight starts dropping, and I stuck with it until I had a hot wing.
Until what?
She had a hot wing.
Oh.
And that it went from one to another and then before you know it, this outfit didn't fit. And then welcome back, weight, welcome back. Where you been?
So when you started carnivore, where did you start?
198 pounds.
So you lost about 58.
I'm 141 now. Yep, whatever that math is.
57 pounds. How long did that take you?
I've been sitting at this weight for a while now. Probably some months. And now I messed up for myself because I said by my birthday in July, I wanted to be 125 pounds. So here's the thing. I feel that because this is how I'm going to be for the rest of my life, meaning carnivore, that my body is doing different things now. Y'all, this baby right here used to hang way down here. So I'm still the same weight, but then she's leaving. So, your body is now, I will say that I think it's thinning out even more. I mean, my daughter was like, "Ma, you got bones. Girl, I ain't seen them bones in a long time." But it just seems like it's reshifting back into my thigh area. I've always said I can grow hair, nails, and thighs. That's me right there. So, and even now at this weight, I see it when I'm in the mirror. It's like, good, great. Yeah, that back thigh is something else. And so I don't know. Where's it going?
So I just listening to you telling your story, you said you were a food manipulator, and you didn't recognize that your body had ballooned up to such a high weight. Do you think that you had some like body dysmorphia, and like where did that like bad relationship with food come from? I'm kind of curious if you're wanting to share. Like where did that relationship come from?
Let me say that the time that I blew up to that weight, I was also dealing with my oldest daughter being sick. My daughter died in my arms at the age of 30, and she left behind 2 kids. So what I used to do is, so my relationship with food, I ate when I could. So she has 2 children. She's on oxygen. We're doing all of this as a family. We all moved into a rental property so we could all be there. And I know it could be towards the evening, and I might fry up, once again, some chicken wings. I could fry up some wings, and then I might want, and I'm a hot sauce person, so some French fries with some hot sauce, and I love blue cheese dressing.
And some ranch.
No, ranch is the nastiest. That ranch is the worst dressing they ever made. And so then I'm sitting now, my feet are doing this, just pulsating. And I'm sitting there and I'm dipping that because now is my moment of where I can eat. And then, of course, I'm going to bed, and then I get up and it starts all over again. And so, as a matter of fact, I know y'all know what bonnets are. I used to wear a bonnet every day. And then one day I pulled the bonnet off, and I had a bunch of hair on my head. It's like when you are, and I wish I knew about this way of eating, because whether my daughter would still be here or would have had a better quality of life. But one of the things, traditional medicine had pretty much given up on her. They did. They said she needed a double lung transplant. So here we are, we go. And they said she didn't qualify for it because she had a weak esophagus. And I said, well, if you say she needed a double lung transplant to live, and you saying she don't qualify, and my brain would not, it's like, it kept misfiring. It's like they're telling you she's not going to make it, but I'm not going to let you tell me that. So what are you trying to say? So for a moment, I was like loop-de-loop. And then I remember I had told her, I said, I'll be right back. And then I left and got as far away from the office, and I collapsed on the floor crying because I didn't want my daughter to see that. And I was just bawling. And the people, I was like, I just got some news. I'll be okay. I pulled myself together, dust myself off, went back over into the room. And then I went off on the doctor. I was like, you know what? I don't know you. I need somebody else in here, because you don't want you. What do you mean? I'm not accepting what you're saying. Anyway, she's no longer here. She took her last breath in my arms in the hospital. I can't complain because I had a conversation with my husband, and that's what we talked about. I used to pray, Lord, don't let me wake up and find her. Oh, I don't know how I would deal with that. And he said, well, if something happens to her, what do you want? I say, I held her when she got here. I want to hold her when she leaves. and I got what I asked for. So I can't change that. And then 9 years later, I lose my mom. And I took that harder because when my daughter left, there was still a mission to be done because she had children. When I lost my mom, I felt like I was an orphan. It's like my oxygen left the room. I took that so hard, ladies. It's been 2 years. I took that so hard. They had to place me on medication. My family said, listen, we know you to be the strong one. We don't know what to do. At the 17th day of her being gone, I woke up and I looked at my husband and I said, oh my God, I had such a bad dream. And he looked at me, I said, I dreamed that my mom died, but I know she's at home watching television, right? And he looked at me and he said, yes, baby. I said, oh, okay, good. That was the first time I could stop crying. I cried sun up to sundown my voice just, couldn't take me anywhere. I go somewhere, I'm good. And then before you know it, I'm just falling out. I've never experienced anxiety. I can hear people talk about it, but anxiousness, I look at the doorknob and it was like, I panicked to turn it and go out. I would drive down the street and it's like, oh my God, I can't wait to go back home. Oh my God, I can't wait to go back home. And I go to where I have to go. And please don't irritate me while I'm here because I'm ready to chop everybody's head off. Because as far as I was concerned, all of y'all mamas could have died and left mine here. I mean, I was just, that was not a good time. I came off of that medicine on Carnivore. I took that medicine. It took almost 3 months to kick in where, I was kind of okay. But because of Carnivore, all of that gone. I don't need any of that.
Oh my gosh, that's so hard. I'm so sorry for your losses, and I completely understand, where you've been, and now I understand you better. And I love you, girl. I'm so sorry that happened, but look at you now.
Yes.
Look at the life that you're creating with your husband, Frederick, and you're sharing your story. And I know that there's going to be some mamas out there that need to hear that, or children that can help their elderly parents or whatever it may be. It's amazing. Isn't it?
Yes. So here's my thing now. Everybody put in the comments, take the picture. Take the picture. And I'm going to tell you what that means. Take the picture. I had to say this earlier today because hear me, there's going to be a time. There's no new memories. I'm sorry. There's no new memories. So even if you go over to your mom's and she's not dressed, her hair's not done, take the picture. It doesn't have to be for social media. Take the picture. The grandkids, your sister, your cousin, take the picture. Take that early morning picture. Take that, go lay across the bed. Just take the picture. You better hear what I'm saying, especially if you still have your mom. Take the picture because it's not the picture that I can post on social media that means. It's the picture when we're in our pajamas on the sofa. That's the picture that means the most. So if you don't hear anything else that I say to you, become a carnivore and take the picture.
And don't get bariatric surgery.
There you go. All right. I didn't know that was happening, but let's go.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to make you cry. I'm sorry.
I love that. I've been thinking a lot about, my grandmother and my dad, because they're both gone and, kind of missing their voices. And my dad played guitar. He was actually a professional guitar player in his youth and all of that. And so, like my mom talked about, she was in Greece. She's living her best life on keto. But anyway, she was in Greece again for the second time in like 3 months. But she said there was a man in the park playing I think it was actually, she was in Italy. Anyway, yeah, playing a guitar, and he sounded like Dad. And I was just like, you know, every time I hear a guitar, you know, and that's what I miss. And I wish I had a picture of him playing the guitar, because I don't, you know. But yeah, I know. Yes, 100%.
That has been, I mean, even when I left from getting the braces on, I told the people there, listen, take the picture. I really do. I went through after my mom. I remember one post. Anybody that's lost their mom and you didn't inbox and tell me what this was gonna be like, I'm mad at you now. Oh, I really was. It's like, why you didn't tell me how this hurt so? Oh my God. And my daughter died in my arms.
Yeah.
But that too had to do with my relationship with her. My mom she was the keeper of my secrets. I could tell her. And it's like, I don't say I hold her next to God, but that's about two people that kept my secrets. My mother and God. Anybody else, you know. Oh, I got a good husband though. So, honey, I ain't throwing you in that. But what about me? Yeah, no. Yeah. Take the picture, guys. Take the picture.
That's really a testament to how well carnivore somehow balances us too, because I feel like I've taken a lot of hits, the same hits I've always taken, but for some reason I take the hit, I take a breath, and I feel okay. Where before it was like it would plague me. And so your story is a testament to how well it also functions our brain and our emotions and our nervous system. Like the carnivore zen is a real thing.
Yeah, it really, really is. And I'm actually glad that I went through that anxiety, because I'm that one. I get up and go. I do what needs to be done, and it is what it is. As a matter of fact, I even got hats that say it is what it is. That's me. And then when I would hear people talk about something bad, you know, that happened and how they couldn't do this, in my head, I would say, baby, my daughter died in my arms. Get a backbone. Matter of fact, she died on a Friday. I went to work Monday. But what I knew is that if I stayed home, it would be very difficult to get me out. So I went back to work with the instructions. No one approached me about this. You can talk to me about everything, but not this, because I didn't know what my response. I wasn't trying to fall out at school and all this other stuff. So my sympathy level for people was very close to a 0. Very close. It really was. It was like, bounce back. What do you mean you can't do this? What do you mean? With what I experienced, I was like, oh my God, is this what people was feeling? Yeah. So I'm glad, but now carnivore, I don't feel that way anymore. So you can still bounce back. No, I'm just kidding. I just, now I understand more. I really, really do. And so I am glad that I had that experience for that reason only, not for what I did, but lesson learned.
Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Well, we do have a few questions. So I'm going to pop those up here. So I think this is for our gastric surgery ladies. But I know for all of us that have had gastric surgeries, we should not drink alcohol. I didn't for many years, but eventually my smaller stomach could handle low-carb beer. And so now stall. And then she said, second part, trying to wean off. It's tough from having 6 beers per night. Do either of you ladies have advice?
I'll say for me, is that once they told me about carbonation hitting my stomach and what once the carbonation hits the acid in the stomach, it blows up and expands, and your stomach is only as strong as that weakest point that's there. And that's never been something that I wanted to venture down. So I was never a beer drinker. I just like how beer smells. I have not had a soda. I have not had carbonated wine coolers. I've had zero carbonation in regards to, so I wouldn't be able to at all. Now, wine, on the other hand, a sweet wine, honey, that's probably why I couldn't lose, because yes, me and I talk about that on the channel. Just it's the whole, let me take this. It's the whole ritual. Just kind of sitting back, sipping your glass, but you got to hold it down here. They say, I don't care where I hold mine. I didn't. And just sip away. And I do miss that. Yeah. I didn't start drinking, probably. And I hate to say this, and don't say anything in the comments, sir. I started drinking about 20 years ago, around the same time I met my husband.
Did those two things go together? No.
And he always says, and I said, no, I just never, like before, it was just never anything interesting to me. And he's like, stop saying that. That's when you really started. But it is. That was when I really started. And with me and the gastric in my surgery, when alcohol hits my stomach, I don't care if I take tequila shots, multiple. I don't care if it's Jello. It doesn't matter. I will stay intoxicated a maximum of 30 minutes. Maximum. And so I don't know. I even asked Dr. Chafee when I was talking to him. It was like, oh my God. I said, what is going on? Because I can, and I've actually drank too much. That time in Hawaii, I drank too much. When I did that shot, because it was their 3 birthdays, I looked at my husband and said, I just messed up. He said, what? I said, it just took me too far over. And I mean, this was like, possibly I can throw up, that type thing. We're at a luau. Like, that's what I want the people to remember, me upchucking at a luau, that we just became vegan. And so the only thing I ate was the rice. But anyway, I walked. I just needed 20-ish minutes. And then bam, I came back, and I can literally drive. So I don't know what that is. And so because of that, I'm laughing at my husband telling me ironic how I adapted so quickly to drinking. That way. Oh gosh. Yes, honey, I sure did. But I don't know. And I think because of that, I'll drink and then I'll get a buzz. Now 30 minutes, I've drank a lot. So just on wine, you get a buzz for about 15 minutes. The buzz is gone. So what do I have to do? Go drink again if I want that. And so, yeah, I took in a lot of calories like that. A lot.
I drink fizz, but I don't drink alcohol. And I've seen that we just really have to be careful with that after surgery because of how it goes in and out. And it hits our brain differently to like really spike that euphoria. And so we can become addicted really easy after surgery. So I would just be careful with that. But I can drink fizz.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe the different surgeries are different. I'm probably not supposed to, but I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say. So, yeah. No. Well, we had 2 different surgeries. So I don't know what they told you in yours. And I honestly, I know. Oh, I don't. I think they said that more for like drink and calorie type thing. I don't know, because a lot of people that have the bypass, I see them drink sodas and the big gulp of sweet tea and stuff like that.
Because we're rebels.
Is that okay? That's what we're gonna call it today. All right, who got next?
Okay. We got one more question, unless there's a few that I haven't seen right now. But so this one says, yesterday I realized that every brand of bacon in my HEB grocery has sugar in it, including Peterson's, which is uncured. So bacon, not carnivore. So I guess I'll start. I don't worry about the sugar on the bacon. Dr. Berry talks about a lot of that gets kind of cooked off. It's just used in the curing process. I look at the carbs. If the carbs say 0, I'm not going to worry. I did go through a phase. I did find uncured bacon without sugar. I think Aldi had some. I'm trying to think where. Oh, Sprouts. I don't know these. I'm in California, so I don't know if you guys have these stores, but that's where I was able to find it. But yeah, recently I haven't worried too much about if there's sugar in the ingredients. If it's just used in the curing process, I would never buy like a honey bacon or something that has a bunch of carbs in it. If the carb count says 0, I'm good with it. And I don't eat a lot of bacon either. I eat bacon maybe a couple times a week. So
I do the right bacon, WRIGHT. It's inside of Sam's and Walmart. And that has, and I like thick bacon as well. But when in doubt, just make you some pork belly.
There you go.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Pork belly.
Pork belly's the best.
It's way better.
Pork belly's better. I have a whole pork belly in my fridge. I can't wait to slice it up and bake it. I'm so excited. So that's a good alternative for the bacon.
Yeah. Because that's where, so that right bacon didn't have that. Let me see.
Okay, good enough.
People are just chiming in.
Hey, Susan.
Do we have any more questions?
I don't think we have any more questions in the chat that I saw. But
so is it?
I think Rebecca, she's had let me see, 20 years post-op. I'm going to assume because she had the surgery as well. She says she drinks it. And then a little further up, she says for her and alcohol, she'll be drunk to the next day. I know. I think it's crazy. I don't get a hunger pain. So let me say, being on the carnivore diet, and Adrian and I talk a lot about this on the show because both of us had the surgery. Like today, because of everything that I'm literally sitting here thinking, what have I eaten? Because I don't get hunger pains at all. And then let's say if I do a fast, all I got to do is just drink some water. It'll satisfy the stomach. All I really try and do is calm down my acid in my stomach. But outside of that, why, thank you, honey.
So I have a question for you. Do you still eat chicken wings now that you're carnivore? You mentioned chicken wings a lot in your story, but it was your pre-carnivore days. Do you still eat them?
Let me tell you what's funny. I've probably, before this week, I probably had a wing maybe 3 times in the last 300 days. But one of the things that I'm doing is 2 of the grands, my grand legacies. One is she's 2 years old and her brother is 14. I'm switching their diet. And we're noticing a huge difference. As a matter of fact, I told him I'm going to interview him on our show, and you guys, get a chance. But the little drumette is easy for her to hold. So why just put 2 in there when I could just fill up the thing? And I ended up eating chicken wings over the last few days. I did. And I put it with some hot sauce and some butter and mixed those together, honey, and shook them up. Oh,
that sounds good.
Yes.
That sounds
good. That's how wing sauce is.
Yeah, I need to do some of that. I have some chicken coming. So for me personally, I still mostly eat grocery store beef, although I do have half a cow on order, but it isn't grass finished. I tried the grass finished, you guys. I can't do it. It tastes like grass to me. So I do have a half beef from a regenerative farm and all of that, but it is grain finished. I just couldn't do it. But for my chicken and pork, I do buy pasture raised now. And on Friday, I have a bunch of chicken coming because I haven't had chicken in a long time. So I'm gonna have to do that with the wings I have with the butter.
Yes. Now you would think for where I live in North Carolina, I get there's a little, I just call it what it is, a little jealousy when I hear someone say, "Oh yeah, I have a cow," or "I'm gonna get these," and I'm like, "Where are the people where I live? Why can't I find these things?" Yeah, I cannot for the life of me. People around here, we have cotton fields, tobacco, and I see strawberries, stuffadine grapes. I know there's a chicken plant. We got 2 of those, I think. Even Smithfield. We have the factory, but I need it on the farm. I can't find it.
The farm where I'm getting mine is an hour away, but the butcher they use is like 10 minutes away. So when I go pick up my beef, it's like 10 minutes from my house. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. It's going to be in June. June is my pickup date.
Look, my whole face needs to be green now because I've just really green-eyed monster. It's like, I know.
I'm so excited.
So anybody know of something here in North Carolina close to the Army base? Help us out.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to spin that meaty wheel, ladies. What do you say? I'm going to go ahead and pop that right up there, and we will see what question we get here. So here is our Lioness Lifestyle Live meaty wheel. I'm going to give it a good spin. Oh, boom. We hunted down a meaty question. Have you built up a support system around you? And if so, how did you do that? And how has it affected you?
That's for me, right?
Yeah, it's for you, G.
Okay. So how have I built up a support system? Well, for one, my husband is doing this with me, which I think is phenomenal. But if he wasn't, I would actually reach out to different people in the community. I think that if I didn't have a channel and I was watching someone, and if I felt connected, I think I would reach out to them. It's so important. And then if so, how'd you do that, and how has it affected you? Being on the panel, we do little things and stuff together. We, challenge each other, keep each other uplifted. So I really do have a good support system in this carnivore community. As a matter of fact, it's almost anybody with a channel that you reach out to. Let's talk about the doctors. Where do you go where a doctor is spending an hour or more like teaching you what it is that you need to do, and then you put a question in, and I'm not saying every last one of them get to answer, but a lot of times they do. I see doctors being interviewed by people. I've interviewed with Dr. Chafee and Dr. Hampton, and I mean, stay on here with you to get those questions answered. Nurses, I have Laura on the panel, and anything happens, so you have to be responsible for you. You have to connect yourself and just take this 24 hours at a time. As a matter of fact, Carnivore Me is the one that said that on a show that I ended up watching, and I've used that ever since. 24 hours. Just do it for 24 hours. And then tonight you end up talking about planning out what you're going to eat for the next 24 hours. And you just take it a day at a time. That to me is the best. And I was listening, Christy, to you, and you were talking about it's not grass fed. I say this for everybody. This is your journey. Period. whether you want dirt fed, grass fed, bug fed, it really, this is your journey. And the great part about this diet and this way of living is if something is going on, you now have what, it could be this. I did add this. Before you went to the doctor and you gave them the symptoms and they gave you a prescription. But now I get to doctor on myself. I get to have my best life. I get to feel, believe, and know that I have another 50 years minimum. I'm not saying I'm dying in 50. I might slow down at 50. I've never, ever, ever thought that before. It's like, oh Lord, I'm approaching 60. Oh, I tell everybody I'm turning 60. Baby, you ain't going to tell me nothing at 70. What are you talking about? As a matter of fact, I turned a cartwheel, and because I said that by 60, I was turning a cartwheel. And my grandson, my oldest legacy, we went one of these places that had the little trampoline and sock, because I wasn't just going to do it out on the ground. I'm not crazy. And so I did it. Now, I ain't going to lie. The first time I did it, my left arm caved in and I hit the ground and busted out laughing. We recorded. Nobody has seen that one. I laughed so hard on that one. And then I said, okay, let me try it again. And then I did it and I straightened them legs out and I got it. And I would not have thought to do this. I would not have thought that this is something at 60, that we doing, turning cartwheels. Carnivore diet, it changes up here. It really, really does. And hopefully that somebody watching this live or replay, give it a try. It will change your life.
Absolutely. What a great answer. Thank you.
Yeah. If you want to follow G, which you definitely should do, you can come check out
Hanging with the Browns.
Yeah. This is her Instagram, which
There's
is growing.
my mom.
Oh.
I know. And that one right there, the sugar industry. Oh, look, I'm just talking. Yeah, that. Oh, girl. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I've also got your website up here. So you can come check out her website. And then, of course, Hanging with the Browns YouTube. She has all kinds of great shows going on here. So definitely go check it out and follow her.
I love that video right there of her. Oh yeah, Hanging with the Browns. We do our Monday show, our Wednesday show. I do interviews throughout, and he and I are getting ready to get back with our topics. But I'm gonna do, because you're going to hang with me. So when I hit these cruise ships and all this stuff for this year, you go, because I want you to know that you can go out, you can do things. You don't have to stay in the house. People say this is an expensive diet. I will agree. It's expensive because I had to buy new clothes.
That's the good kind of expensive, excuse me.
And then just today, my ring fell off my finger.
Wow.
Yeah. So
where's that old comment?
You do need a new ring then. I mean,
there you go. Because if nothing else, they need to be sized.
That's right.
So that's another thing. But then what girl doesn't? You end up feeling good about yourself. You go shopping. You my grand, I had picked up a medium and he was like, I think that'll be too big. I say, boy, I can't get in no small. I was like, shut it up. No, the sizes out here in this world now, I think, are big girl thing. Yeah, I know doggone well I shouldn't be in no small. I know what a small is like. But I took it.
The sizes have gotten bigger, like if you compare, but still though, I mean, that feels good. I know Ellie had a similar non-scale victory recently too, or she was in some smalls. Weren't you, Ellie?
I'm in small now. All my shirts, all my tops in small. Nice double XL.
I was happy. I got a college shirt in small, but I think that they're adding size in the college shirts because of the freshman 60.
Freshman 60.
It's 60 now.
Is it 60? Because when I went, it was 15.
Yeah, I think it's.
When I went, it was 20. So that's
okay.
Okay.
Oh yes, I agree, Paul.
I'll put that up.
I know.
Sorry.
Oh,
dang it. I'm sorry. We're fighting over the who's going to put up the comment.
Yes, every 20 years. That's right. Just keep the man. Get a new ring. I see people, you know, and that's great if that's what you know, somebody see this. That's great if that's what you want. Have at it. Nope, just keep the person. I don't live in the same house. I don't drive the same vehicle. Why I got to keep the same ring? I'm not wearing the same clothes. Yeah.
Yay.
There we are.
Awesome.
I enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Why don't we do a lioness tradition? And I would love to count us down and roar, and that we can
I would
wish
love
everyone
to.
a good night with that. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Roar! I want to see you in the comments,
for coming
guys.
on.
Yes, come on. Look,
I want to see it.
There we go. Put your roars in the comments, guys.
Just like
we
that.
want to see them.
I want to see
yes, hold on. Let me get mine in
there. There we go. Okay.
Thank you, Candy.
Eric left, so I think Eric left. So Bruce, not going to let me down. Picanha's my favorite G. In case
hold
you
on,
didn't
let
know.
me see. Why is it's not picking up?
He is here. We got 2 picanhas.